They are called my golden hand grenades, and I rarely throw them. But when things are striking me as not being true and genuine, and I'm not getting the skinny, as they say, the whole story from people, I do from time to time throw them. Some people refer to them as the chaos bomb of mass destruction. It does shake things up a bit. I'm always amazed at the perceptions that people have on me based on a conversation they've had with one of my friends who's upset with me at the moment, based on when I have behaved badly when not at my best, or for that matter, when I've just pissed somebody off, by being me, which is something that I work on when my friends are affected by it. But when it's the random stranger who just has an axe to grind and wants to take something out on somebody or take the focus off of their own lives with the things that they need to do to self-police, I'm indifferent. I honestly am. Um, it doesn't mean I won't try if it's to make one of my friends happy. Um, but there has to be a rule about these things. I mean, in this life, we're all different people, and there are just degrees of differences here and there that make the friends of some friends incompatible with your whole vibe, your energy, etc. I tend to favor the criticism of my friends, those who have stood the test of time with me, been through the best and the worst of it with me, because I'm going to get a fair hearing and a fair judgment. Um, One of the problems with being an empath is that you sense things, you read between the lines, you see things that other people don't see that happen to be true. I certainly have a lot to work on with regard to myself, and it's a slow process. Shay was pointing out to me about 3 or 4 weeks ago that he met me when I was at my worst, and that is true. And so people coming into my life, since then aren't getting a full picture of, as bad as it might seem sometimes, it was definitely a lot worse. So they have no gauge to view the improvement that has taken place. And of course, if the shoe were on the other foot, they would expect that consideration from other people. You know, I I did throw one of those grenades the other day, and it was a big one. And I got what I was seeking, the truth that people weren't giving me. And you have to be prepared for that. Um, I've become a lot more measured in my responses. And, one of the things that threw me, there's like this circle of hippies that I was with at the festival where I got doused with the accelerant. There was somebody that I was with that talked to Shay later on, and Shay had to dress my second degree chemical burns for 3 or 4 days. And I don't know, through some kind of miscommunication, it has been said that this didn't happen. Oh, it fucking happened. And it triggered off in me some of the PTSD that I've been working on. It definitely affected my heart. Not to mention my skin. I've gone through the burning process of this. You know, but it caused me to think even deeper about some of the things that really do aggravate my heart, nothing else. And it's when I have to be forced to mix with people that I know really don't care about me, don't want to be around me, but are for the sake of somebody else. And what I have to say about that is this. Um, I have a disclaimer now when I have people come back into my life, that because of a lot of bullshit and drama that I just don't want to deal with, come back into it. I'm like, just because you are my friend does not mean that I am the friend of all your friends. I've had a lot of criticism and heat from people over the last 4 or 5 years because they think that I will just let go of somebody after 10, 20, and in one case, 33 years. That I do it with ease. I don't. It's usually a long time in coming when it happens. And about the time Shay came into my life, I was sweeping the decks of all the negative bullshit. Those people, sometimes that mean well, sometimes that don't. Sometimes they're just a vortex of negativity and they want to suck you in to the whole cyclone of it. They're in your life and you try to make improvements, you try to change, you try to grow, and they're right there, with their little menu of things to be miserable about. And, I guess it was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago when I really started to explore the law of attraction. And, you reap what you sow in this life. I mean, I tell people that my age, usually they're complaining about the way their life has turned out. I'm like, you sit in front of a TV and you watch shit. You're getting all this fast food, so you're eating shit. And you surround yourself with negative people, and so you're swimming in shit. And so therefore your life is shit. And I don't know how much time I've got left, but I am making it a point not to have that. And I try to be fair about things. I mean, empathically, I know things that I shouldn't about people, and I try to keep the cozies on that and give them the benefit of the doubt. But I find that more often than not, when I give people the benefit of the doubt, they come around and take me from behind, like a fucking maid, in a mansion with the fucking Lord of the Manor just like sticking it in there for a moment. And, I have my own way of communicating that is for sure. But the thing that I want to communicate to people is this. I have a lot that I need to get done right now. And there is no question about it. I face my mortality on a daily basis. And I have a certain amount of will that has allowed me to live this long. But that will doesn't last forever. So the more time that I spend on senseless bullshit, the more I make my critics happy because it's a distraction from me getting the job done, which is the thing they fear most because it will prove the assholes wrong. It's all like a mathematical formula in this life. It really is. Everything from positive attracting positive, negative attracting negative, certain bits of dark matter in the universe sucking everything into it, or dwelling in an aspect of light. I mean, I really don't care at this point. I mean, it affects me on a level in that it distracts me and it hurts me a little bit when I have to deal with needless bullshit. Um, for those that are close to me in my life, they know that I am very unselfish about the energy and devotion I put into things. Now, there are certainly things that will come along that will fuck that up once in a while. One of the things is, you know, I'm fine. I don't get insecure or crazy when communication is going. When I understand what the people I am working with need, what they require, and when they're speaking their heart to me. I'm fine with people like that. There's a precedent for it. The thing that destabilizes me is when I have to do the guesswork, and it's bad enough that I have to do guesswork with some asshole stranger who wants to judge me. Is just for the sake of judging me, or, based on a few moments here and there. The people you want to stick with are the ones that are there for the duration. The ones that understand you, where you don't need to explain yourself or tell people, where you're coming from or what you're about, or they know. They know your flaws, they know your beauty, and they are able to sit down and balance the two out and still remain loyal and loving to you. Um, I certainly am in a position where I educate people, but if I am forced with the way that my health is to teach people that I haven't agreed to teach, the lesson will be hard. And that's it. You have to reach a point where you look at what life has given you. You know that in the rhyme and reason of it all, you have to make sense of as much as you possibly can before it's all over. And that is what I'm trying to do at this point. Yeah, I get frustrated when I'm misunderstood, but I also have the ability to take myself out of my shoes and look at myself through others' eyes. And I'll tell you something, I am a confusing motherfucker to a lot of people. And I apologize if it needlessly brings harm to them. But at the same time, unless you have walked in my shoes or you have walked with me for a while, know me at my best and my worst, and are coming at it from a fair position, you have no fucking right to judge me.